so much sushi down her throat saying you gotta get there and send it. If she gets sick, it's on you. Then she'll be even more.
Eating sushi fast.
She did terrible. She's gonna be hurt.
And you can log in.
That's right.
She's like, I don't know, I'm getting this chores done, but I don't know. If you log into the back office, and that shows yours.
No, he does. He does it.
So you do this.
Keeps track of it for you.
We're on about a quarter of an acre.
And it shows
So I've
you
got it so far.
shows you everything.
Let me hire a landscaper because, you know, they bring.
I haven't seen it yet because the dumbass has been hiding outside on the phone.
Just like in day-to-day interaction, he's in there.
Yes. Did you get paid for Michelle yet?
I've talked to him so many times before that, because I met him at the gym, and it's just like,
Every Wednesday,
just
he
don't
tries to send you a newsletter.
lazy eyes, you know,
And that was his
red
normal
eyes,
personnel.
just chill. And
But
now
honestly,
he's
that's
like
mustache and go too.
excited.
I used to see him a little bit more worked up.
Oh, I bet at work. Huh.
I used to see him a little bit more worked up than looking stoned and zombie died.
Ready to rock? Huh? Oh, what's it?
Okay, come on.
Yes, and then.
I'm ready.
Chill.
Okay,
No, like.
Walter, I'm ready. Ding, ding, ding. Flashing lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Hey, you guys ready? You
Yes.
guys want to gather around real quick and knock this out?
I'm ready.
I'm sure she'll swear under.
Yeah.
Right now? Yes.
About four.
Okay, they want us over here.
Well, Larry said. that I would have to tell my guys that you're still So Friday at 7. Legacy Way. So you would take down the Yoni and straight left on.
Come here.
And then when you go past the Hill Park, you go through that four-way stop.
Well, I'm gonna sit then. Hi. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You guys can come sit down.
Oh, your neighbor. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
Tell them you don't like.
Omar, you wanna buy it? Hello.
All right, guys, before I get this kicked off,
Sit down.
I appreciate you guys coming and find out more about LIMU and the LIMU experience. Most of you know my story as far as being in the military. 20 years of service broke me down pretty much to my brake pads. I thought that I was really gonna end up in a rocking chair for the rest of my life, and that was it. But since I started using LIMU, all that's changed. I mean, it's like automatically shifted my paradigm. I'm a new person already, and you know, my physical is on point, and pretty soon my finances will be too, thanks to LIMU. I have Leslie here. Leslie, right?
Yes.
Okay, make sure I got it right. She's one of our leading people in the LIMU company, and she'll talk to you a little bit about it herself and give you her story. Okay?
Want me to share now?
Yes, I will.
All right, okay. Thank you for having us. So you guys are invited here.
Yeah.
Sean went to my first experience party. He's all, oh my gosh, you're clapping for her. But anyway, you were invited here for a reason. This LIMU is a blessing, complete blessing in your life. You will have an experience, I guarantee. You put it in your mouth and you're going to have an experience. For me personally, I've been a construction financial manager for 15 years. I've looked at profit and loss statements and balance sheets my whole time out of college. I know what to analyze businesses and I know what to look for. A girlfriend of mine was up on her Facebook and she was posing in her cute little bikini. I'm all, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And it said a big thing on the bottom, I am LIMU. Now this is a girl that I used to coach. I was a competitive gymnast way back when in those other lives, you know, before children, BC. And I used to coach her. And she was a little tiny thing. She's still a little tiny thing. But then she's on stage with these muscles with this thing that says, I am LIMU. Of course I want to know what's going on. And this was back in September. And I knew that the company that I currently work for, he was starting the process of closing his doors, which was perfect timing for me. I have a daughter that's going into high school, and it is important to be be home with your kids when they're babies, but I believe, my husband both believe that it's important to be at home when they're in high school. We all know what high school kids do and love. So it was perfect timing for my employer to shut his doors. So I met with my girlfriend Jessica, and she told me a little bit about the company. And for me, it was, I'll get it. Come on in. Hi, I'm Leslie.
Hi, I'm Dorena.
Nice to meet you. Come on in, take a seat.
Hello. Sorry.
That's okay. But anyway, for me it was a no-brainer. For a small investment and to invest in a company, Sean's going to talk about this a little bit more. The income potential and the investment is incredible right now with LIMU. Again, Sean will talk about it. We'll watch a little DVD. But for me, like I said, I have been analyzing businesses for 15 years, and you're not going to see the investment and return on your money back like you will with this company. So, Sean, if you want to watch the video.
No, put that on for you guys. So I'm just going to play this little video. It's only about 3 hours, so we'll have a good time.
Oh.
Time is precious. Time is short. And time is the one thing we can never buy. What would you say if I told you there is a seaweed containing a supernutrient with benefits beyond compare? What if it had benefits we could all stand to gain from? What if I told you there was only one way to get it? And that's why I'm here now. It's time to share with you an all-natural and nutritionally packed seaweed called LIMU. Comprised of an element called fucoidan, it is real, it is powerful, and it can change your life for the better. LIMU is found only in the far reaches of the Pacific Ocean, near the island of Tonga. Its unique properties have been used for centuries. Both natives and scientists alike know of its many ways to allow for longer, healthier lives. Now to introduce you to the who, LIMU. The great force behind this discovery is actually called LIMU. LIMU wants every consumer to receive the full impact of fucoidan, so that millions the world over can experience its effects in the most powerful and purest form. This is where the science comes in. LIMU shouts back with more than 857 published scientific studies showing actual, sustainable, and clear results just on fucoidan alone. I know, supernutrient is a very common, very popular term, often thrown around, put into products, and people still don't understand the word. This is where I think Gary Racer, the man behind the LIMU way of life, is actually the one who demonstrated in simple terms the basic science behind the LIMU wall. Gary understands that we live in a time where lack of nutrition is a major problem, which can lead to serious health issues. And as a side note, fucoidan is also antiviral. Simply put, this means it helps prevent against the common cold and other nasty flu viruses. Because fucoidan is found on the cellular level, even in our very own bloodstream, it fortifies from the foundation of our health. So people notice sickness less. They sleep more soundly, even gaining stronger hair and nails. Fucoidan will change your quality of life for the better. And LIMU is the creator of the fucoidan product market. Let's start with LIMU Original. Unable to be duplicated, it is incomparable and took scientists 15 years to perfect. All it takes is a 2-ounce serving twice daily, every day, and you will begin to feel the results. Next, LIMU Energy. It features Blue Frog, a dietary supplement and energy drink all in one. Not only does it contain the LIMU proprietary blend rich with fucoidan, it doesn't bother with added sugars or artificial flavors. Even the caffeine is natural. Blue Frog. It's a boost that's good for you. Finally, there's LIMU Lean. LIMU Lean is a unique 4-part weight management system promoting a lifestyle of not only feeling good, but of looking good too. The shakes taste great. They are infused with liquidin and have been proven time after time to allow for healthy weight loss. Paired with the appetite controller and the digestive health cleanse, you can actually lose weight and feel better. My time is up. I've enjoyed this opportunity to share with you the benefits of Fucoidan and the real power behind a LIMU way of life. Now, it's your turn. It's time to transform your lifestyle. A time to feel more alert. A time to feel more powerful. And that time is right now. Join me.
Woo!
Yeah.
Basically, it really comes down to like this story. I mean, it's the same thing as this story that always runs through my head. There's these two farm boys. They're trying to bring their mule out the barn, and every time the old mule goes through the barn, its ears are so sensitive. When it touches the barn door frame, it pulls back, and the guys are dragging on this thing, just pulling on this mule, and this city slicker comes and drives up. He's looking for directions or something. He pulls up. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "We're trying to get this mule out the barn, but his ears are sensitive, and every time they hit the barn door, he pulls back. He doesn't want to go through it. So barn door too low, mule's ears too high. We're going to get it up." And they got this idea. They're going to raise the barn up. We're going to raise the barn. And the city slicker looks at them for a minute. You need to say what? You're going to do what? They're like, "We're going to raise that barn. We're going to get it up." And the city slicker's like, guys, all you have to do is dig some dirt out of the doorway. And the mule will go through, it won't touch, yours won't touch. Two guys look at it, and they look at each other, and they kind of like, they have this look like, yeah, right. And they look at each other, and they look back at the city slicker, and they're like, "You fool, we told you it was his ears that are too long, not his legs." It's like, some see it, some don't, right? So I'm gonna try to talk you guys into doing this. I'm just here just to share with you real quick how this works. It's not my task to talk you into doing this. This is something that, we're just looking for people that see this. Here's what's happened. It's the story of what's happened that's so valuable. I got a call about this in September from a friend of mine. She's a waitress up in Reno. She talked to me on the phone, she said, "You gotta check out this website, thelimucompany.com, because we got our hands on something before anybody else knows about it." And I said, "Really? It sounds like a brand new startup. I'm gonna wait till it's like 5 years old." She said, "No, this is 7 years old. It's not a startup." I said, "Oh, really?" Because brand new companies usually don't make it. She said, "No, it's 7 years old, debt-free and profitable since the beginning. They did 10 million year one, 25 million year two, 25, 25, 25 ever since. So it's this $25 million company," she says, "that we have a chance to be on top of. And we can put our friends and family members in there on top of this thing first. And who makes all the money? Who makes all the money on top of companies? It's the people at the top, right? Yeah, people at the very top in the beginning." So I was really interested. It's like, shoot, well, what's the product? I mean, if the product is any bit decent, more than a pet rock, then it's been around for 7 years. It's got to be the real deal. She said, "Well, it's the healthiest stuff on the planet. If you need to check that out, go to PubMed.gov to see all these studies." I said, "Wow." Check that out, and I saw that there was about 1,000 studies, and I was like, "Game on, let's do this." Since then, that group of 5 people, which my friend was one of, has become 10,000 people, you guys. And it's only been since September. So 10,000 people now, and we're up 600% over where we were in September. It's been wild. There's people that are getting into cars. There's about 250 people just in this little team that started with a hairdresser in Chula Vista. That hairdresser, Jessica, is Leslie's friend that she talked about, and this is Leslie's, but there's 250 people who have these cars, and if you guys go outside, there's 3 BMWs just here tonight, right? You, Pam, your BMW, right?
Yes.
And you won this too? What else? You're always winning.
I did. My husband did.
So basically it works, Can you do it? Well, here's the thing. Most companies, it would be challenging for you to figure out how to do it, because if this was a Mary Kay or an Avon, you guys done anything like that? Has anybody done like like a network marketing or home-based business, well, a lot of the companies, matter of fact, the majority, they want you to sell. So you take an everyday person, whether she's a housekeeper or he's a construction worker like I came from, and we're all of a sudden, when I was a shy, quiet construction guy, you know, I've had opportunities to go and sell. I'm like, not quite my bag of chips, right? So people see that the reward's there because there's more millionaires created in this industry than anything else, and right now the economy's not going to get any better for a while. It's not even known how long it'll take. So people know they need to do something different, but if it requires selling or putting their friend in a headlock and taking them to a hotel meeting, that's just not going to happen for most people, right? Yes or yes? Yes? It's good.
Yes, yes.
So 95% of the population doesn't want to do sales. I don't want to do it to you guys. But if there's something really good like a movie or a restaurant that you go and you check out and you felt really good about it, that's the greatest steak ever. You're going to tell your friend naturally, right? And same thing here. Walter, he tried a product and then all of a sudden I see his eyes light up and his energy go up and stuff, and he's a magnet now. It's natural, you know? Leslie pops up in a BMW like she did in 28 days or something like that. It's natural. People are like, what are you doing? How did you get a BMW? You know? And then, you know, when somebody walks down the bus stop and she's lost, 15, 20 pounds, her friends are going to notice it and they're going to ask her, what are you doing? And she tells them, taking this meal replacement shake called Lean, it's LIMU, and I feel great. Her friends are going to say, what? Where can I get some, right? So what we did right there, you guys, is we got rid of that challenge. We created natural networking, where it's easy to talk about. You're just telling a story. And so you don't have to have these sales tactics. As a matter of fact, we've never had some training on how to be a guru salesperson, how to say this and do that, you know what I mean? It's just people going out there excited. But the other thing that's a challenge for people is that, you know, when you have a business like this, it's got a monthly expense called an auto ship. And what that is you get a refill of your product every month. And if it comes down to when you're in that phase of trying to learn how to do this, because that's the only reason I've figured this out or anyone else figured this out, you stick around long enough to figure it out. So what LIMU wanted to do is get you to be able to stick around long enough to figure it out, because what they noticed is a flaw in the other companies out there is that when you get your auto ship and you're still trying to make it, you know, still trying to get it going, trying to get the business going, and you have your auto ship payment and your light bill. What do you think you're going to pay first? You're going to pay your light bill. And out goes your auto ship, and out goes your business. You're not qualified for pay anymore. Your business is shut off. It's like not paying the rent at a coffee shop deal, you know? So what we did is we fixed that, where when we're out telling this story, people naturally want to pop up and try the product. Every customer I've ever got, I said, go to my website. I don't even, what's in it, blah, blah, blah. Is it, how much is it, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. Just go to my website. And customers are popping up, and I see a little email. I got a customer. But I just send it to my website, you know? So you'll get customers naturally by telling this story. When you get 3, your product is free. So we have what's called disappearing auto ship, okay? So natural networking, disappearing auto ship, and here's the last one. Basically, I always forget what the last one. You asked me last night. The stigma of the industry.
Poor Sean, I put him on the spot.
Yeah. You're like, you'd ask me the question, and then I'd start to tell the answer, and you're like, oh, I got it. You might not go. Funny. So the stigma of the industry is that third challenge, okay? We've got billionaires buying companies like this. You guys ever heard of Donald Trump? Warren Buffett, Sir Richard Branson of Virgin Mobile, Virgin Air, Virgin Records. All 3 of those billionaires own network marketing companies. It's just that we got that one company right here where we fixed all these things, including the stigma, because the stigma gets washed away when friends see stories popping up. And when friends see 600% growth of a network marketing company like this after 9 months of a relaunch. That's how you guys have the chance to be at the top, is it's a relaunch. What happened is in September when we heard about this, the company, the LIMU company, was really just in a couple southern states, and they had customers telling customers every year, like customers just reordering this stuff because they're getting off of medications, they're feeling better, etc. But there wasn't anybody really marketing it. They didn't really have a team of people that knew how to do that. And along comes my friend Jessica, the hairstylist, and she's changed the whole thing, you know, with the help of the guy that told her about it, Trey Knight. He's the architect. He put her and said, I'm going to teach you. And then she's been teaching others, and it's just gone crazy. So there is LIMU, Trey Knight, who's the architect, Jessica, and then basically me and you guys. Me down to Walter, down to you guys. You guys are that close to the top of the company. So everything filters up. So basically the stigma gets washed away when we're able to create success with the 95%ers instead of the 5%. With the janitor, to the dishwasher, to the construction worker, to the real estate person, instead of professional marketers. Because they're such a small group. And so that's what you'll notice if you guys check stories and stuff. There's so many stories of success on the product end with the business. So that's what we've done is we've wiped those things out, created something that's just fun to talk about, and we literally get paid to party. You know, we got started a little late, but we get paid to party. You know, and that's all we do. There was a party last night. There's another one tomorrow. There's parties popping up all over the place. And if there's not a party in your area, start one up, and we'll go do it for you. You know, we do it with you. So can you do it? Yeah. All you got to do is this does take work, but your work is connecting us to people. You know. Just through Walter, what he did, you could probably do that. He's introduced me to people, you know? And we just roll that process on. So if you can introduce me to people or introduce Leslie to people, you can do this. If you can't introduce people to your business partners, you probably shouldn't even do it because you'll take the hard route and you'll wear yourself out. You know? It's a team sport. We have fun with it. So that's pretty much it, you know? I don't have anything else to say. That's the whole thing in a nutshell. If you have any questions, you can totally ask me.
Oh,
And
how did I win the iPad 3, Sean?
how did you?
LIMU is based on a 90-day experience, and so every 90 days, customers or promoters can share their story. And so we just had an ultimate experience party in San Diego a couple weekends ago, and my husband shared his weight loss story. He started drinking the LIMU lean shakes twice a day, and he lost 25 pounds in 6 weeks. So since he shared his story with the LIMU company, they gave him an iPad 3.
Yeah.
They do it for customers too. They've given over $1 million of prizes and gifts since September to customers.
Our next party's in New Orleans
Yeah.
in September. It's not New Orleans, I guess. It's New Orleans.
I got a question for you. Do y'all actually have stock?
What we have is something better in my mind. We have an equity ownership program at the end of the whole rainbow, where you actually own a piece of this company for having grown the company.
It's not a publicly funded company. It's privately owned by Gary Racer.
This is what
So that's
happens.
buying a piece of his company. Pretty much if you.
Yeah, this is literally like being there, Mr. Bob's. This is like being there at the beginning of Google, you guys, the beginning of Apple. We all miss that. If we didn't miss Google or Apple, I don't think any of us would be here. We'd be running around thinking on our own private beaches or islands that we own. You know, like I'm done. But we did, and this type of thing doesn't come around that often, where we have a chance to own a piece of it and grow with it from the beginning. And so that's where we're at, and that's why it's there, because you can actually dictate the growth of your piece of product.
We only grow 3 teams, if you will, like normal pyramid. They grow on a unilevel horizontally. We only grow 3. So your 4th, 5th, and 6th promoter that you bring on board, they're going to go underneath your first 3. So you're constantly building your teams and you're constantly growing in depth.
In other words, my efforts, you guys are going to benefit from, and same thing with
And
yours.
just to give you a little history, Trey Knight, that Sean was explaining, the architect on this whole deal, is he came from another company, had 30,000 people on his team. We only have 10,000. So if you get started today, guess where that other 20,000 is going to go? Yeah.
It's like being at the top.
So
of
do you
the
see
funnel.
dollar signs? I sure do.
All right. You're gonna learn today. I just got my first check from LIMU today. Of course, it's not as big as their checks, but substantial because I haven't done anything. This is my first LIMU experience party. I have done absolutely nothing other than tell people my story. It's working. To be partnered with me, it only costs $500. And we'll get you that $500 back in 1 to 2 weeks. Get you in a BMW in 1 to 2 months. And, crazy thing, we'll help you get your product for free. I mean, like Sean says, I mean, we're blessed to know about this before anybody else. So, I'm crushing this thing, you know, and I highly encourage you to do this thing with me.
Just out of curiosity, not to,
Go ahead.
how much was the check for?
What? Say again?
Your check?
Oh, the check was the check was minimal, but like I said, I didn't do anything for it. You know, I mean, in the end, the checks get bigger and bigger and bigger.
$8 million.
You know, and you can't, you really, I mean, you look at the whole thing as far as, you know, the disappearing auto ship, the fact that you get your products for free, you know, I mean, that in itself is huge. You know, and the BMW in 2 months. You ever know anybody to do that before?
I got one.
28 days.
Oh, well, all right. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hoping, I might not meet that deadline, but, you know, I'm working on mine. Anybody else have any questions?
If you guys have any questions, you can grab me, Leslie, anybody that you want to, and just pick our brains.
Absolutely.
We're just here to help. So,
All right.
thanks for coming out.
You guys have pamphlets?
Yeah.
They're all in the back. We also have applications if you want to grab one of those, take it with you. You're more than welcome.
You're not going to.
And we have refreshments in the back.
Good job.